Hi, I'm Maddie and welcome to the Anti-Alienation Project. Here I talk about all things related to a certain type of child psychological abuse that I went through for 20 years called parental alienation. What is parental alienation? It usually happens during custody battle or divorce, but not always, and it involves one parent manipulating their child to reject their other loving parent without true justification. It might seem pretty straightforward, but this type of abuse is actually really devastating and can leave long-lasting detrimental effects on the child's life. I was alienated from my dad for 20 years. I figured everything out about 2 years ago now, and now I speak out against this abuse. So sometimes a lot of different people send me the same video or article, and that's how I know I need to cover something. I was a little bit hesitant to cover this one because it's not from the point of view of the alienated child, which is what I'm trying to stick to, but I still think I'm going to cover it anyway because it's gone a little bit viral. So this person's name is Ben Hart, and apparently, as the video describes, he says, I wake up at 6 a.m. to find that my daughter has posted a video trashing me. She's a big social media influencer with millions of followers. Here it is. So he's talking about his daughter who has posted a viral video attacking him. I think this has something to do with breakdancing. I'm not really sure. As it turns out, yes, it has to do with breakdancing. At age 65, this guy has become the oldest actively competing breakdancer. He's breakdancing dad gone viral. I'm going into this completely blindly, and I'm gonna react and respond right along with you guys. The title of this video is My Daughter's Viral Video Attacking Me.
Okay, I wake up at 6 a.m. to do some work. I get my coffee, I sit down, I open my computer, and what am I greeted with? Well, hundreds of comments calling me a deadbeat dad, a child abandoner, and all manner of other insults. So I think, what's this all about? Well, after a few minutes of investigation, I discover that my daughter, Maddie, has made a video about me.
Not my name, not my name. Oh my gosh, no.
She's a screenwriter in Hollywood. She's also a big social media influencer with millions of followers. Some of her videos get millions of views. And this video has tens of millions of views. 1 million likes, 20,000 comments, 40,000 bookmarks, 30,000 reposts. It's just insane.
That's wild. So this has gone 100% viral.
I'd better watch this video. And frankly, I was pretty chagrined by what I heard, to say the least. But honestly, the more I watch this video, the more I like it. Well, I like about 98% of it. However, I do need to correct a few statements in the video. But first, let's just watch Maddie's 90-second video.
I have to say, first of all, though, if she has that many followers and she has the right to express her opinion, and if she's gotten things really wrong or been told the wrong things, he has his right to express his opinion. Now, what effect that's going to have on his relationship with her, that's a whole nother story. He has every right to respond to her. I think he has every right to do it.
It's a trauma that you have, that's funny. It has to actually be funny. I'll go first. My dad abandoned my family when I was 5 years old. That is a wife and 4 kids. He abandoned us and then pursued amateur breakdancing.
Some more context is needed here.
Wait, so that's the breakdancing part?
Needless to say, I will talk about this in a moment. All right, let's continue with the video.
And he got really good. He blew up. He became a D-list celebrity status, viral breakdancer. He became the oldest actively competing breakdancer in the world. Then he got on Good Morning America and talk shows, and Washington Post wrote about him, and he went super viral, and he did all these interviews, and he danced with Paula Abdul. And here, I'll show you.
See, take a look at this 60-year-old breakdancer. Yes, 60 years old. Amazing.
Props. I can't do that. I couldn't do that if I trained for years. Props to this guy.
This guy wouldn't pay my medical bills.
That is not true. More on that in a minute.
First part, damn it, he's good. He should not be able to move his body like that. It's impossible. It's beautiful. Hey, Dad.
Thank you, Maddie.
There was no split custody or anything. He just left 4 kids to do that.
If it's true, that's bogus. It's so extreme. That's how you know it's alienation, because no father of 4 kids leaves the family to go dance. Come on.
Paid for some of my medical bills growing up, but he did give me this breakdancing merchandise. So that's him. He's on his
That is a nice shirt.
This is B-boy name because his name is Ben Hart. You know, I'll get texts like this. Happy birthday.
She even spells her name like me. Oh my God. Hi Maddie, I lost track of the date. Happy birthday. Hope you're doing well.
To his breakdancing video.
That's true.
Okay, you have funny trauma, like actual funny haha trauma. I need to hear it. Thank you.
Okay, in many ways I love this video. And of course, I love my daughter Maddie. And we get along great. At least I think we do. But a few corrections are in order. Or at least a few things that need to be put in context. First,
Buddy, if she's making a viral video about how you're a deadbeat dad and left them for breakdancing, she's making fun of you on the internet, I don't think you get along so well. I don't think so.
that as a 5-year-old, Maddie would see her dad as having abandoned the family. One day I was living there, the next day I wasn't. And that will look like abandonment to a child. But married couples do get divorced about half the time in America. And I was just living a mile or so down the street in LaGrange, Illinois. We just weren't living under the same roof. Now, about not paying medical bills, that's just not correct. Here was the financial arrangement of the divorce. Maddie's mom, my ex-wife, got $2 million at the get-go, out of the gate, a lump sum payment. Plus, I was paying her.
That's a lot of money. As I'm watching this, I have a few questions come up, like number one, how old is she? Do they have any underage kids? Number two, I'm wondering what his motive is. I think that makes it a little different, and it seems like he just wants to clear his name to his daughter.
$18,000 per month in child support and alimony. This was later reduced to $12,000 per month. And of course I paid health insurance and...
You might think that's ridiculous, and that is ridiculous. If you're thinking that, you're right. It is ridiculous. That's freaking ridiculous. That happens a lot more than you would like to think about. That happens more than you would realize. Oh my God.
Out-of-pocket medical costs. I also put $600,000 into the kids' college fund. In all, I paid out about $5 million to my ex-wife to cover costs for her and the kids. And this is in 2005 dollars. So add 50% to account for inflation. In other words, I was not a deadbeat dad at all. And by the way, Maddie did not say that in her video. But a lot of the comments assume that and say that. Now, of course, there was no way for Maddie to know how much I was paying because she was a kid. This wasn't something I talked about. Also, remember that I was living 1 mile down the road from the kids in LaGrange, Illinois. Sidewalks all the way. An easy walk or bike ride. I saw the kids all the time. No abandonment, just a divorce.
Huh. Not the picture that the daughter painted in her video at all.
Was I at fault in the divorce? Yeah, I would say I was about 70% at fault. I own that.
That's good. Anytime I see someone take accountability, I'm like, good sign. Probably not an alienator.
Really not compatible in many ways. We were compatible in some ways, but not in other ways. Do I regret marrying Maddie's mom? No, absolutely not. If I had not married Maddie's mom, Maddie and her 3 siblings would not have been born. They would not have existed. The kids have turned out great. Maddie graduated from Northwestern University and is a screenwriter in Hollywood. Maddie's older sister Tori is a partner at a hedge fund on Wall Street, and she's getting rich. Maddie's younger sister Olivia just graduated from college and is teaching English to first graders in Thailand. Her older brother Peter is getting a master's degree in psychology. I get along great with all my kids, including Maddie. At least I think I do.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You think you do, but if you did, she wouldn't have posted that video. I hope you guys have had a talk since then. But it seems like there's drama after this. This video was the beginning of it.
Kids are doing just fine despite Dad's many shortcomings. One other slight correction, which I hesitate to even bring up, because I love the way Maddie did this in her video. I did not abandon the family for breakdancing. I have a career. I'm in the advertising business. Built an ad agency. That's how I was able to afford to pay Maddie's mom $5 million. Maddie's mom and I...
Breakdancing would not pay that amount of money. I'm telling you what.
In 2004 and divorced in 2005. I took up breakdancing entirely by accident in 2012 as a way to get in shape at the age of 54. I then just kept doing it. I'm now age 66. Now some of you might be wondering, Can he still breakdance at age 66? Well, I don't know. Let's see. I'll give it a try.
He is not going to end this with a breakdance. No. Really?
Okay, Maddie, let's see.
He's going to do it. But you know what? I love this. I love this tone about how they're kind of... Yeah. Look at him go. Look at him go. How do his joints do this? I just turned 30. I don't think my joints would do this. Oh, he's rolling like a roly-poly. Okay. Wow. This is even funnier to watch without the music. It really seems like she has a whole different idea of who he was and what he did versus what he actually did in his story. See, this is why it seems like an alienation case to me, because the stories are so wildly different. So now we need to hear from the daughter. Oh my goodness, look at him go. That's going to take a lot of core strength.
The main point is that it's never too late to start breakdancing. So there's really no excuse for anyone not to be breakdancing. I started when I was age 54. I'm now age 66.
The funny part is people don't usually mention their age once they're in their 50s and 60s, but this dude is like, I was 54, I'm 66. He's showing off his age because he can do this at that age. He's so funny.
So the bottom line is this. At first, I really did not like Maddie's video at all. But I was biased by all the negative comments that I was greeted with at 6 a.m. in the morning in my social media feed. But the more I watch the video, the more I like it. And her video certainly is true from her perspective, even though a few details are off.
That's an important point. If you read between the lines, he is saying it's true from her perspective. Notice how he hasn't mentioned or badmouthed the mom even one time.
Doubt because of what she heard from her mom. And I do think it's a great storyline that a 54-year-old dude left his family to pursue breakdancing. Even if not quite true, factually. But perhaps it speaks to a bigger truth. A truth that is really truer than the actual facts of the matter. This could be a very funny movie plot. So maybe Maddie will make this movie about her 66-year-old breakdancing dad. Also, as I scroll through the 12,000 comments on Maddie's video, I really like most of them. Some are hilarious. Here are a few I'll read at random. This one is from someone named Ro. And she says, my mom abandoned me as a kid to join a Renaissance fair across the country. This is from Maria. I didn't know my dad was bald until my mom knocked his toupee off in a fight when I was 10. My mom didn't know he was bald then until that moment. This is from Diane. In foster care mandated therapy, the therapist told me I had abandonment issues, and then stopped showing up to the session. I never saw her again. This one's from Bravo. My mom died the week of Mother's Day, and my father died on Father's Day weekend. It's honestly so typical of both of them. This is from Clover. My dad tried to kidnap me and ran out of gas while following us. This one from Chriselle. I had to be my mom's boss at Dairy Queen when I was 17 and had to fire her for smoking while working the drive-thru.
Oh my God.
Becca says, when my grandma passed away, my grandpa moved into a senior's home, met another woman, and brought her as a date to the funeral. Here's someone who says, a video of my dad was featured in an episode of World's Dumbest Criminals. I love you, Maddie. You are very creative and talented. Keep doing exactly what you're doing.
Do you see how he mentions his age again at the end? So that was February 18th, 2024, and he's given an update now. This is update my conflict with my daughter, why I went to jail. This is in the information he says, many are asking for an update and more details on what's happening between me and my daughter. I hope this video helps dads who are going through divorce, might be divorced, or are heading toward divorce. I hope this video helps dads avoid the many mistakes I made.
Can you kind of explain a little bit of the controversy?
Of course. Okay, so for anybody who's listening who doesn't know me, which is probably most people because I'm literally not famous.
Millions of followers.
Unfortunately, though, I have become semi-famous literally just in like Republican hate circles. Most recently, I made a video about my dad because my dad abandoned my family when I was little and he like went on to become a pretty famous breakdancer. And I made a video that was like very funny, tongue-in-cheek about that. But because my dad is like a huge Republican, huge Bitcoiner, like he's so bizarre, he has this sort of cultish following around him.
God.
And in the video that he posted, he's like wearing a Bitcoin t-shirt. He has an American flag behind him. Like, he's like, oh, and then
God forbid you have an American flag and you're an American. God freaking forbid. Oh my gosh.
Elon Musk responded to my dad's video being like, you're awesome, like, you're an awesome dad, you're awesome. So that got all of the Elon Musk fans after me. It was sort of just a whole controversial moment in my life.
So this should be your screenplay.
It's like breakdancing dad stuff. It's so bizarre and it's so ridiculous, and like, yeah, like I literally am writing a screenplay about it. Like, and I've been working on that screenplay for like months.
How do you like tolerate this? Do you just like block it out?
The dad stuff is the worst because it's like my actual real life. So honestly, the dad controversy has been the hardest to deal with because like it is hard having people in my comments who don't know anything being like, your dad is awesome.
Confused, it seems from her point of view so far that they do not have a good relationship. But we heard earlier that he thinks they do.
Information about this saga. Information that Maddie and the kids probably have not heard before. As I've said, I don't really blame my daughter for these very inaccurate videos that she's been putting out. I put the blame on her mom, my ex-wife, Betsy. Now let me recap what's happened.
Wait a
so
minute.
far.
Betsy, that was a very...
inaccurate Betsy. Now,
We're going back to Betsy. That was a very quick flash. Oh my gosh. Look at this. This is his ex-wife, but she's holding a book that she published. Betsy Hart, From the Heart. Loss, Love, Marriage. Oh my goodness. So she's written a book about their marriage. These two don't really look like they belong together.
Now I don't blame Maddie at all for any of this. She's just repeating the brainwashing and propaganda that she's been hearing from her mom for the last 19 years.
Oh boy. Parental alienation. I wonder if he knows the term.
Okay, so anyways, let's take a look at Maddie's follow-up video.
I know my dad posted like a 10-minute video or whatever being like, you know, my daughter's lying, we have a great relationship, I have a great relationship with all my kids. That's just objectively not true. Like, guys, we're all freaking out about this in my family group chat right now. We're being like, he's so unhinged and delusional. We don't know if he actually believes his own narrative or if he's lying on purpose, but he's just like a weird guy. He said he lived down
This is really sad.
from us. That's not true. Or like if he did, it was only for a few months maybe, but I don't want to get into this. Like, again, like my video was basically like sanitizing the situation and like poking fun at the lightest parts of that childhood trauma, but obviously
Sanitizing the situation. What does that even mean? What was the situation that made you post that in the first place?
in real life it was a lot more like complicated and traumatic, and it was really hard. He left us, immediately married another woman. We didn't hear from him for years, and then he would visit every few months and we'd go out to dinner, but like he truly had no hand in raising us at all. He gave us some money.
From what it sounds like, that could have been because he wasn't given the chance to raise you at all. But again, we'll see. I'll play devil's advocate, hear both sides of the story.
I honestly don't know the nitty-gritty of the financial situation. I really, really don't. Bottom line is this guy was a completely absent father.
But there are a lot of people out there who think they have absent fathers whose fathers were not allowed to be in the child's life, who they were actually withheld from. It goes on and on to dispute all the claims, and I'm not going to watch the whole video right now. If you guys want me to do a part 2 on this video, leave in the comments below. It does seem like a parental alienation situation. What I like about the way he's handling it is he's making it as lighthearted as possible and reminding his daughter throughout that he loves her. I would encourage Maddie to go talk to her dad and really ask for the full side of the story. It seems like despite all of this trauma and heartache, this dad has been able to still create a good life, a happy life. I mean, look at him. He's 67, 64, and he's breakdancing is just like a 30-year-old, a 20-year-old. So that's awesome. It would be really, really interesting to see an interview with the dad and the daughter together, but they probably need to be in therapy. If the daughter really is truly alienated, then she will probably feel really guilty for making this video before she knew the truth of the situation. If the dad is lying somehow about his side of the story, then I feel even worse for the daughter, but from what I can tell, it does seem like a situation of parental alienation. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video, found it helpful or insightful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up to boost it in the algorithm, and subscribe and turn on your notification bell to get notified of every video I post, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye.